Hello students, myself Sumati, lecturer, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Welcome back to Unit 4 PLC Counter Functions, Session 8. In the last session, we had seen a counter application wherein counter started counting after some delayed time interval after the process starts, and the process takes 1 hour. After 1 hour, completion of 1 hour, we started counting the number of parts. So that was that application. It was uh, uh, it used that application illustrated the delayed counting, how we can delay the counting function to begin after certain time interval. In this session, now we will see one more application. Here, uh, I just read this. How many paths per minute are going past certain process point? The example we have taken addresses this problem. So now the situation is that we need to count the number of paths that pass in 1 minute. So you have some process, and in that process, we need to determine what is the rate of flow of objects. So this is what I mean by the product part flow rate. So the flow rate of the product has to be determined using a PLC diagram. So what we need for this application is we need a timer, because it says per minute how many paths will pass through. That has to be determined. So I need a timer which runs for 1 minute, and then it produces a output indicating that 1 minute is completed. Then we need to count the parts, because it is determining the how many parts passes through in 1 minute. So to keep track of number of parts, we need a counter. So we are using the timer as well as the counter in this application. So let me show you the ladder diagram. Here, in the first line, we are using a timer, and the preset value is programmed as 60 seconds, which is equal to 1 minute. And the present time is stored in the register HR105. In the second line of the ladder programming, I have taken a up counter. Here, the preset value, it is arbitrarily taken as maximum limit. This we are taking a higher limit, because the output of the counter is uh, nowhere used in the ladder programming, and it is irrelevant. Therefore, the preset value for a counter is arbitrarily set at the maximum value. And the current value of a counter is stored in the register HR106. So this register HR106 will give you the number of paths passing through in 1 minute. And let me talk about the contacts. We are using IN0060 contact. This is used for enabling and resetting of timers and the counters. When the contact IN60 is energized, the timer and counter functions will be activated. When the contact is energized, it closes. When the contact IN60 is energized, it closes and it will enable the counter and timer functions. When the contact is not energized, it will open. In such cases, by opening the contact IN60, we are resetting the timer output and counter output. When I am resetting the counter, the current value of the counter that is stored in the register HR106 will be made equal to 0 when I reset it. And this resetting is done by opening the contact IN60. So when I close this the contact IN60 is performing two functions. When I close it by energizing it, it will enable the counter and timer functions. The second function it is doing is that when I open it, when I open the contact IN60, it will reset the entire system, including the timer and the counter. So the contact IN60 is used for two purposes. One purpose is for enabling, which is achieved by energizing it and closing it. And the second purpose is resetting of the counter register and timer register. This is achieved by opening the IN60. We also have another contact IN27. IN27, when I energize this contact IN27, it will start the timing. The moment it is energized, it will be closed. At the same time, the timer starts. And in the second ladder line, we have used IN same contact IN27. So here also it will, when I start a timer, at the same time your counter will also start. This is because this IN27, when I energize it, it will start the timer in the first line, and here also it will close. And we have a contact TS72. It is normally closed contact. When we start the process in the beginning, that when the 1 minute is not elapsed, in that case the contact TS072 will not be energized because the timer output will not be high during before the completion of 1 minute, it will not be high. Hence the contact TS72 is normally closed. And the contact 61 is there. It's a normally open contact. This is energized by the output of a proximity detector sensor. So it's mainly used, the IN61 is used to keep track of number of paths passing through a sensor device. So I have explained about all these contacts. Now let's go through how this ladder diagram works in counting number of paths that pass through in 1 minute. So first what we do is we need to enable. So, enabling the timer and counter is done by energizing the contact IN60. So, the timer as well as the counters are enabled. Now, what we do is I'll start off the timing also. So, I will energize the contact IN27. When IN27 is energized, it closes and the timer starts to count. At the same time, the output TS072, the output of a timer will be 0. At the same time, here we are using IN27 in the second line also. So when we start a timer, this contact is also energized, it will be closed. And the contact TS72, it is energized by the timer output. Since the timer output is 0, because the 1 minute is not elapsed. So in that case, this timer output will be 0. Hence, the contact TS072 will be closed only. It will not be energized. It is closed. So whatever the sensor output comes and energizes the contact 61, so that high pulse will be counted by the up counter. So when a pulse from the sensor arrives, the current value that is stored in the register HR106 will be incremented by 1. Suppose that the second object passes through a sensor. In that case, a second pulse will energize the contact IN61. The current value of the counter will be incremented by 1 so that it is now equal to 2. Like this, the steps continue till what time? Till the timer times out. Here we have set the preset value for timer as 60 seconds equal to 1 minute. When 1 minute has elapsed, 60 seconds has elapsed, the timer produces a high output. When the timer output is high, this will energize the contact TS072. When this is energized, it will be open. The moment the contact TS072 opens, even though high pulses arrive and energize the contact IN061, those pulses will not be counted by the counter because the contact TS072 is now open and there is no closed circuit or a line between the two power rails. Hence, after 1 minute has elapsed, even though the parts are even though the sensor high pulses, those pulses are not counted by the counter because when 1 minute elapses, at that instant of time, the contact TS072 will be open. Thereby, the current value of a counter which is stored in the register HR106 will give the number of objects which pass through in 1 minute. So here for an up counter, as we discussed, The preset value is arbitrarily taken as higher at a higher limit. This is because the output of the counter we are not using anywhere in the ladder diagram and it is not important for us. So this preset value we have taken it to be or it is set at higher value, whereas for this timer the preset value is made equal to 60 seconds, which is equal to 1 minute. So in all these examples, whether it is the counter or the timer, the first thing we need to decide is about the preset values. What preset value should be programmed for a timer and what should be the preset value for a counter. So for each and every applications, before we write a ladder diagram, we need to determine what should be the preset values for timers and counters if we are using them in the ladder diagram. Then we can plan these contacts. Thank you.